Welcome to the Entrepreneurial Collective, where we tell it like it is, and it is like we tell it. As always, I'm your host, Dickie, and this week's episode, it's really quite simple. It's titled Believe or Bust. Let me say that one again, Believe or Bust. What am I talking about this week? Well, it's really simple, all right? When it comes to your entrepreneurial venture, to your dream, right? It is about believe or bust. Now, that sounds easy, right? Hey, just believe you can do it, man. Like everybody tells you that and everybody says, yeah, I know, you're right, I can, I believe. And yet, how few of us are there? This is exactly why we've got this epic community, the Entrepreneurial Collective, because we know that those of us that truly believe and are willing to die doing so are the ones that belong in this group and are looking for this type of company. But when I say believe or bust, I really want to explain to you what it is I mean behind that, right? When you're thinking to yourself, and I mean, these thoughts, they happen very early in life, don't they, right? But when you're thinking, I want to do something on my own, I've got this amazing thought, idea, dream, concept, whatever it is you're looking to bring to the world, bring to the marketplace, your value, your gift, there's that moment where you really need to come to terms with the fact that nothing's guaranteed. I mean, it's scary out there, to put it the least, or to say the least. We're governed by fear as human beings, right? And this starts from birth, doesn't it? Don't do that or else what? Something bad might happen. Something good might happen too. Fear, right? And as you start to grow, your responsibilities grow. And as your responsibilities grow, this fear grows, right? So when you're in that job that you're not enjoying too much, when you're in that career that maybe was doing something for you until you had that awakening, until you discovered what that gift it is you possess or that purpose that's deep down inside you that literally is giving birth to this amazing idea of becoming an entrepreneur and serving the world through your business, up until that point, you have these responsibilities, right? I've got bills to pay. I've got rent. I need to put food in the fridge. Maybe I've got a partner or children to support, right? There's a lot of fear, and this is exactly what governs people, right? Think about this. How many times have you been in a position where, you were so governed by this fear? Oh my God, I've got rent. My rent payment's huge. I got a baby on the way, right? That it made you say, listen, I just want the fear to go away. Give me something. Give me a soother, right? That is going to allow me to just relax, enjoy television at night, and pay my bills. And as I've stated so eloquently in the past, have enough money to buy pizza once a week, right? Fear. Now, I want you to jot this down because this is a powerful one. I've always said to people, I spell fear, F-U-E-L. That's right, folks. I spell fear, F-E-U-L. Now, some of you might be, or F-U-E-L. Some of you might be like, that's not how you spell fear. It's F-E-A-R. No, what I'm spelling is fuel, because that's exactly what fear is. Fear is a fuel that can be used for you or it can be used against you. And I'd make the argument far too often people are allowing this fuel to be used against themselves. Well, believe or bust, what am I talking about? I'm talking about the fact that there's a point where the rubber needs to meet the road, right? I'm going to use personal experience. I remember my first, fear was being in a factory banging a hammer the rest of my life. Thank goodness I wasn't going to succumb to that fear. But when I found myself in the automotive sales industry at a very young age of 19 or 20, I was really intrigued. In fact, I was infatuated by this whole concept that there was no limit to my income. As a commission sales representative, I thought it was amazing that I could make $1 zillion and nobody would ever stop me. That is what kept me in that amazing industry for the right amount of time, I'd argue. The right amount of time to develop my abilities, right? As I got used to, the principles involved with being successful there, the fact that anytime value exceeded price, business gets done. The fact that, we weren't really selling anything. What we were doing is effectively listening to our clients coming through the door and solving their perceived challenges, right? And behind that was a sale, and behind that sale was a commission. All of this I found incredibly, amazing, intriguing to say the least. However, as I was developing those abilities, I went through various seasons. And, these seasons of development continue to make me, stronger, more capable, perform at greater levels, experience greater results. And that's all awesome. Along that journey is where I really started to tap into my own unique gifts and abilities and, creativeness, if you will. because I started to see how things were getting done. And then I thought, well, you know what? I think they could be done a little bit better. What if I was to do this at this point in the sale? What if I was to do that at that point in the sale? You know, an evolution was occurring. I'm sure many of you have experienced the same. You know, you start in a position and you're learning it, right? You're in a point of learning what it is they're expecting of me. What is it I need to accomplish, right? What is my job? What is my role? What are my duties? But all of us, as we start to do things long enough, well, repetition becomes a strength builder, doesn't it? And we start to realize very quickly that, hey, we're really good at some certain things. There's other things perhaps we need to put a little bit more time and energy, a bit more repetition into to get equally strong at. But also along the way, we start to discover there are some little tweaks and adjustments that could be made that will allow us to do what it is we need to do more efficiently, more effectively, in a more profitable manner. Well, as I started to grow in my career, and as these abilities started to develop, and as I started to creatively tinker with the traditional processes that I was taught, I started to discover some things that were actually better. There was some methods I was using, some aspects of the process that I was tweaking that was allowing me to experience a more effective result in a quicker amount of time. You know, speed equals growth. I say that all the time. And the more effective you are with a process, the more profitable you are going to be. So as this was occurring in my career, I was also starting to discover new passions within myself. I thought to myself, you know what? I really have a knack for understanding how to have good conversations with human beings, how to listen to what it is they're saying, how to identify what problems, or as I like to put it, perceived challenges they're experiencing. And I was really good at coming up with solutions for them. You know, week after week, month after month, year after year, as I continued to work and develop on this ability, man, I started to become really good at it. And it was around that time that I started to discover this drive, this purpose inside of me that really wanted to take these little tweaks, these little adjustments that I had been making and share them with more people so they could experience the amazing results that I was experiencing as well. Well, the first evolution of that was getting into management and leadership roles inside my career. You see, I thought that was my great step. I wanted to get into these positions so that I could start to teach other sales representatives how to do things the way I was doing them so that they too could experience the result. You know, again, I understood that I can have anything I want to in life as long as I help others get what they want. And that was a position that was really going to allow me to take advantage of that principle. Well, when I got into that position, I did start to make tweaks and changes. And you want to know what I learned? Yes, I did learn that I was able to get a team of people to experience a similar result. I also learned very quickly that not everybody on planet Earth thought the way I thought. And what I mean by that is I discovered there was another ability of mine that needed some work, and that was the leadership of other human beings. You know, not everybody received a message the exact way I received a message. Not everybody understood things or learned things the exact way that I did. So I had to start identifying, you know, how one individual to the next needed to learn things in order to grow and evolve. Let me keep it moving. My point is I got to a point where I effectively discovered how to do all of that as well. And as a collective, I felt my abilities had come together at a point where it was time for me to take this to a greater level, right? Where I could bring this to the world, where I could start a business, start a company, right? And go out and deal with various dealerships out in the marketplace and show them how to do this. Again, on a greater scale, helping more people discover what their true potential is and what they were capable of. Well, believe or bust. It was in this moment of time, and I've referenced it in past podcast episodes, you know, that pressure equals prosperity. You know, I knew it was time to do all of this, but there was nobody coming out of the sky to tell me, now, Alan Dickie, now is the time. You have been anointed as an entrepreneur, and tomorrow it begins. No, there was nothing like that going on. You know, a lot of us are waiting for these signs that never come. And the reason they don't come is because of messages I'm trying to deliver right now. Not trying to, am delivering right now. It is about believe or bust. You see, I got to a point in my career where I had to say to myself, I already know that I'm capable. Now, how did I achieve this belief in myself? Because I know many of you are wondering the same thing. Many of you are sitting nodding with me as you're watching this saying, yeah, I too believe that what it is I have to offer is amazing. The marketplace wants it. I too believe that I'm capable of doing something above and beyond what the market's currently experiencing. I too know for certain that once they get a taste of it, it's game over, man. And this this thing can really blow up. Well, I had that belief as well. And what I'm here to share with you is there's a point where you need to understand it's about belief or bust. You know, the only way this entrepreneurial venture, this entrepreneurial dream, these goals of yours are ever going to come about is you are the first person who you need to close. I say it all the time. The biggest and greatest deal you'll ever close is the one you close on yourself, and believing in your ability to make all of these thoughts and dreams of yours come to fruit, happen. So I want to help you on this episode discover how exactly you're going to do that. Now, again, I was sort of referencing a story of my evolution, a very quick one, but you understand where I was going here. You see, where you're going to believe in your abilities is based on a lot of your past experiences. That's where confidence is arrived at, folks. It's arrived at through past accomplishments. As you accomplish things, your sense of confidence in accomplishing things starts to grow. And all this is, compared to one of your accomplishments in the past, is a new accomplishment, right? The way I thought I could tweak an aspect of the sales process a couple years into my career, right? There was no confidence that existed in my ability to do that, but there was a confidence that existed in my ability to secure a position as an automotive sales professional, which obviously I did. I was selling cars at the time. So leaning on past accomplishments and that confidence that came from those accomplishments is something that I really leaned on as I moved forward to accomplish new things, right? You need to believe in yourself. So when I thought to myself, how is it I'm going to start a business and what makes me think this is going to work? Well, I understood that I had practiced these techniques. I had gone for failure, if you will, utilizing them in my own selling processes and was successful closing and capturing business. I then went into roles of management where I would have an opportunity to work with other human beings and see if this was just something that I was able to pull off or I was capable of doing, performing, conducting, or if I could teach systematically, step by step, other human beings how to do the exact same things I was doing so they could experience a similar result. Well, I did that. I had sales teams that were doing fantastic. I had sales representatives that literally had no experience whatsoever, and I was able to wire them up my way, teach them how to handle customers and how to meet and greet customers and go through all steps of the road to the sale my way, and they were experiencing my result. So all of these experiences, they just lent themselves to my confidence levels, a confidence level that was seeking to step out on my own and say, hey, I'm AlanDickie.com and I'm going to teach your sales team how to be great as well. Okay, well, belief or bust, folks. You know, I've said it in the past. I remember on the very first episode, I sort of glazed over a personal experience of mine. I remember when the time came. Now, when I say pressure equals prosperity, yes, I was in a position where, I had young children, like I'm talking babies, 1 and 3. Babies on the way, actually. Sorry, they weren't even both born. My first one was on the way, 3 months in my wife's tummy. That was a pressure that definitely helped assist me in believing. And it was a combination of believing in what I was able to accomplish based on my past experience. Also, believing in the fact that if I didn't accomplish them, there would be a big problem. That fear was showing up again, and I used it as fuel. Well, I want you to understand this. Whatever it is you're looking to start or you're looking to do or you're looking to accomplish, you're having those thoughts for a reason. I want you to examine yourself. What makes you think you can start that company? What makes you think you're that consultant? What makes you think that product you have, the market even wants? What makes you think that invention, of yours is going to change the game? The fact of the matter is you only have those thoughts and feelings because you have already experienced a win with them. There is something that has happened in your life, in your current position, in your current career, where you've utilized that information, that technique, that idea, right? And experienced it benefiting the marketplace or benefiting you yourself in your goals and what you were looking to try and to accomplish. The key here is when you do decide to take the plunge, when you do decide I'm starting this company, I'm starting this business, you need to pay more attention to those examples than you do the rest of the world in the marketplace that is dying for you to fail, waiting for you to fail. They're getting together and cheering for you to fail. Now listen, they're not cheering for you to fail because of you, okay? People who don't want you to win, it is not something they have against you. It's something they have against themselves. You know, a lot of times when you start talking about becoming an entrepreneur and you start talking about bringing that amazing product, service, thought, idea, or concept out to the marketplace to serve the world through your business, you're putting a mirror in front of these people of the world, and you're reminding them that they have felt the same feelings, they have shared the same thoughts. The only difference is you're getting pretty darn close to acting on them, and they don't have the courage, nor will they ever to do so. And that doesn't make them feel too good. And so what do? They cast that negativity out towards you, as others on planet Earth have done to them, in hopes of swallowing you up just like others have swallowed them. Yes, folks, that is the genesis of the statement, misery loves company. Well, I'm here to let you know that inside of the Entrepreneurial Collective Inner Circle, you're not going to find those people. You're going to find a bunch of people like me who, if you decide you're going to go and take people to the moon for picnics and return them the same day, I'm going to say, that sounds awesome. Can I be the first one to go and tell me how you're going to monetize it? I can't wait to hear the business plan. Right? People who are all behind you, filled with encouragement, and actually here to listen and add value to what is already valuable coming out of your mouth. But when I say believe or bust, you need to understand that the world's already against you, okay? And again, this is not because of you, so don't take any of this personally, right? This is about those people. Those people who want to tell you, I don't know if that'll work, you really should have a backup plan. They don't understand it. And if they did understand it, they wouldn't be talking that way to you. So what are we talking about here? Well, remember how I've told you in the past, anybody who's got a plan B is not committed to plan A, all right? People who have given up and who are talking about the things they haven't accomplished and wanting you to join them, they have always had a plan B. We don't do plan Bs. We do plan A, and we're not going to try or hope it happens. We're making it happen. It's a difference. There is a difference. Now, belief or bust is about just that. It's about believing that what it is you have to offer is going to work, okay? And not kind of believing it. You can't be kind of pregnant on this deal. You're pregnant or you're not. You believe it or you don't. So you need to get behind that, right? How do you get behind that? You can write those goals and affirmations down every single day. If you're the only one in your environment who's believing in what it is you are looking to believe in accomplishing, then you need to start feeding you, right? This business is going to change the world. Write it down 10 times every morning. I was born to deliver this value to the marketplace. Write it down 10 times every morning and at night. Repetition's a strength builder. Let's get it going and do it often. I've said it in past episodes. I'll say it again. I think I'm absolutely awesome. And if you ever want to know how awesome I think I am, just ask me and I'll tell you. Don't ever forget it, folks. Ignorance sees confidence and identifies it as arrogance. There is nothing arrogant here, just a level of certainty perhaps you haven't experienced before in your life. But I talk to myself that way because I know what I'm up against. I know it's your friends, your family members, people in the world that you're going to brush shoulders with today, right? Who are going to tell you that won't work, or you better have a plan B. You better bring it along on the side just in case. No successful person has ever been just in case. Right? They were willing to explode in the middle of the process if need be, because they would rather be dead than go back to the cubicle thinking about what could have been every day. So I want you to think about this, right? Everything is about belief. Everything. I believe in you. Now, why do I believe in you? Because I'm one of the people who believed in myself, and I know what it is to be willing to believe or bust, meaning there is no second option. There is no plan B. We are doing this. Now, I had examples like my unborn children. They were an incredible motivator, and let this be a public service announcement. I'm not saying run out and get pregnant to get motivated. Yikes. That's not what I'm saying. But some of you are in these positions where you do have families, young families. You might have old families. It doesn't matter. You have responsibilities. Responsibilities can easily bring about or open up the door, I should say, to fear. And fear, when mismanaged, it can kill you, or it can be the exact reason you make it and become what you're meant to become. So when I'm talking about believe or bust, I need you to understand, you have already proven to yourself these abilities. You do not think out of the air, out of the blue sky one day, hey, I should do something. It doesn't go like that. The reason you're thinking about this business, the reason you're even watching content like this to continue to develop your confidence and reassurance that you are that person and you are capable is because you've had past experiences. I'm using my own personal example, and that's what this episode's about is, when I was in the automotive industry, I learned my craft. I started to get creative with suggestions and different tweaks that I thought would be valuable to my craft. I went and experimented with them, experienced that result. That result is what led me to seeking out and capturing opportunities in management and leadership so I could do it on a greater scale. And then ultimately to take the step and start AlanDickie.com and start a business where I have gone across the globe to train and develop sales representatives and effectively done so. It all started back with these little victories I had. You see, you're not one day going to be like, hey, like nobody came to me and said, Al, there's a stage and 50,000 people and here's a microphone, go get them. Nah, it started with these little wins. Little wins that ultimately had me in front of a room of, 3 sales representatives, then had me in front of a room of 20 of them, then had me in front of a room of 20 of them, then had me in front of a room of 1,000 of them, and so on and so forth. Right? So I want you to know that what it is you're thinking of, this thought, dream, idea, concept that it's just burning inside of you. This is normal and this is what it is. What you need to understand it is completely about believing in your ability to do it and understanding that there is no alternative. Right? A lot of times the reason people aren't successful is they say, I'm going to bring this thing along on the side. I'm going to work on it on the weekend or, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday nights. So I'm going to go out into the marketplace and try and close and capture business. No, right? Necessity is the mother of all invention. Knowing it has to get done is part of what is going to fuel you to getting it done. It starts with believing in yourself. You believe in yourself because, again, you have past experiences. I don't care how small they are. The smallest of wins in your past is all that is necessary to get you to the next win. And the next win might only be this big, but the win after that is this big, and the win after that is this big, and the win after that is this big. You understand where I'm going here, folks. If you think watching me right now is my apex, give your head a shake. I know where it is I'm headed, and what I'm doing right now is just taking my next step. And this is what I want to encourage all of you to understand. It's about believe or bust. Now, here's something that's funny. Okay, I want to flip this whole thing on its head, right? We have conversations inside the Entrepreneurial Collective all the time, and a lot of, the members of the collective, they have moments where they're saying, hey, man, I've got this new vertical I want to bring out inside the company. This is what it's looking like. I haven't done it before. I don't know why, but I just feel in my gut that this thing's going to work. I sit down and I examine it with them. Why is it you feel it's going to work? Well, because I know this, I know this, and I know that. And I know they're not doing this, and if they did start doing this, it's going to open the customer up, my client up to that. This is them talking. And as they're explaining it to me, I'm like, so what do you need me for? We joke. I point out to them that they already, like a good salesperson, believing in what it is they represent, right? Already know it's going to work and why. And then I need to double down and explain to them that this is about belief. Let me explain it to you like this, because there's another aspect of belief or bust, right? Believe or bust. When you believe in what it is you have got, that is necessary. Like I've just described for the past 20 minutes, right? That is necessary to take the leap. But even when you're going out there to close and capture business, to acquire clients, you need to translate that a belief to them, right? And how can you do that? Well, many instances, and I'll share it with you now, write this down and don't forget about it. If what you have to offer the marketplace, if you believe in it that much, you should be able to demonstrate it for free, knowing that once the market tastes it, they're going to throw their money at you to get more of it. Facts, right? Let me give you an example. One of the aspects of what it is I do, right, is I source and identify talent for sales organizations. And this is all primarily started and continues to evolve inside of the automotive industry, right? It provides salespeople to dealerships and to organizations of all kinds now. But dealerships is where the majority of my business was founded, and it continues to operate today. Okay, well, when I get in front of a dealer, I have a concept. I'm saying, I already know you've got individuals on your sales floor right now who aren't going to be there in 90 days. You got individuals on your sales floor who don't give a shit about your customers, are not following up with them properly. They're going through the ups that come through your door like paper towels, right? And what you need to do is have the right individual with the right goals, the right motive, the right end game, handling your customers, respecting and appreciating them just as though they paid to drive them through the door. And there is a way to achieve that, and this is how. Now, it's a lot more elaborate than that, and this is what I'm explaining to them. I'm just giving you a short and condensed version. But you want to know something? I have never known a human being who's made, very few, I would say anyhow, who have made decisions based on the cherries and sundaes, right? When I'm sitting and talking to a dealer about, hey, I'm going to give you a sales representative who's going to represent $500,000 to $700,000 on your statement annually, no one's believing that, right? What people do is they make decisions based on a mitigation of loss. They examine what it is you have to offer. And in my case, I have this service that I offer. I will source, identify, and develop talent for your sales floor. And there's an investment for that. Now, the investment is justified based on the return. Based on these discipline actions I'm going to take with the new candidate on a consistent basis, this is the result that can be expected. Okay, well, that definitely sounds like a cherry and a sundae, and if you go ask the market, they'll tell you I might as well call myself Dairy Queen because all I serve up is sundaes, cherries, and all the sweet stuff. What it is I do works, right? But I know it works so well that when I do have a customer who doesn't know me from the hole in the wall, I overbelieve for them. And you know how I do that? I say to them, I tell you what, why don't I source and identify talent for you for absolutely nothing? And I'll introduce you to this talent. And if you don't like what you see, you can ask them to get out of your office, make it a great day. You can lose my phone number. In fact, burn it, and we never need to talk again. Or after you experience what it is I put in front of you and you are absolutely floored by the ilk of individual I have managed to find for you, then you can say to me, Al, who do I make the check payable to, and can you get me 5 more? My point is, I offer it up for free. Do you have any idea how much business I've closed, captured and closed, and not even captured and closed, maintained for years, decades? I say decades, but I've only been in business for about 15 years, so I should say decade plus if we're going to, be that accurate. A lot is the answer. So here's what I'm saying to you, folks. There's a couple levels of belief here. You believe in your thought, your dream, your idea, and your concept for the marketplace. You believe in its value. Boom. That's great. I already told you, you should believe in it. You're only having these thoughts about starting this business, about starting this amazing entrepreneurial venture because you've experienced the success of what it is you have to offer. Well, the second aspect of that is you want to translate that belief into your client. And how do you do so? Give them a taste. Think about when you walk through Costco. What are they doing in there? They've got a bunch of people selling products and they got a bunch of people demonstrating them. Hey, do you want to try this new pie? Here's a little toothpick. Have a bite. It doesn't cost you nothing. What do you end up doing? You take a bite of the pie. You're like, this is incredible. Where do I find it? Aisle 3, third door down. You're going down, picking up a couple pies. This is how easy it is once you believe. I want to encourage all of you. Identify your businesses, okay? Again, some of you haven't even taken the plunge, right, to start the business. And what I'm trying to tell you here is as long as you believe in you, take a look in the mirror and make a decision. This is not something that drags out for hours or weeks or months on end. Make it like that. We already did an episode on decisions. Go back and look for it, okay? If you're deciding whether it's time, well, then that's on you. Make the decision. Otherwise, you're just going to live a long, slow, and painful existence at the job you can't stand, staring at a clock every day, wondering what could have happened, all right? Why don't we go for failure? And guess what? If you die along the way, then this gig is up and you don't have to worry about any of it. Sounds more peaceful than what you're doing. That's step one. But to the rest of you that have taken that plunge, that have made that decision to come out into the marketplace, to serve the world through your business, through your thought, idea, or concept, okay? Well, I want you to double down on this belief understanding. There is no alternative. It's belief or bust, right? Believe or bust. And I want you to start believing in what it is you have to offer, so much so that you're willing to offer it up for free. Go and give the market, go play Costco, give the market a toothpick and a taste. Let them know what it is you have to offer, right? You want to know if I'm capable of increasing the production levels of your sales team? I'll come and do a sales meeting. It doesn't cost you nothing. Right? You can kick me out of the room if you don't like what you see at the conclusion of it, or you can do what you will do. Sit me down and we'll discuss the parameters of our business we are going to conduct. I know what it is I'm capable of doing, and so I have no problem offering it up for free to the marketplace so that they can experience what I already believe, because I long made the decision to believe in it, and then I proved it to the marketplace, and now my belief just grows and grows. It's so out of control. If I was to share with you what I've got planned for the next 5 to 10 years, you wouldn't be able to handle watching it. Now listen, I've made my point. But I want to close up this episode with something that is probably going to be the most powerful aspect of this episode. Are you ready for it? You've already proven in your ability to do this. Yeah, see, you've already proven to yourself that you're not only capable, but you have effectively been believing in yourself from the dawn of time. You know what you've been believing in? Why it won't work. You know what you've been believing in? Why not today? You know what you've been believing in? Maybe I'll get into the collective tomorrow. You have been believing in your ability to do nothing, to not take the step, to not take the plunge, and to not start serving us, the world, through your business. Folks, let me remind you, it takes the same amount of energy for you to believe in what it is you have, that dream of yours, to work, as it does to do what you've been doing, delaying the inevitable, believing that it won't. It takes the same amount of energy, folks. Wow, that one hit home, didn't it? The only person who's going to take that first step and that first plunge, right, for you is you. The greatest deal you'll ever close in your life, in your business, along this epic entrepreneurial journey, is the deal you close on yourself to take that step and to believe. And I want to encourage all of you. It's real simple. Make the decision to believe, because it's believe or bust. In fact, there's nothing to believe in but believe. Because bust, put me in the ground. I don't need to be here. And I would not have had that attitude unless I knew with certainty that I was capable. That certainty would never have arrived unless I had the examples of proving to myself that what I had for the marketplace was effective and would work. And that's what I've demonstrated to you in this episode. I'm here to challenge you, folks. Why? Because I care, because I love you. And I know I can have anything I want to in my life as long as I help you get what you want. I know what you want, and I and the rest of the world want it from you as well. It's time to believe, folks, and it's time to take the plunge. That's all I have for you on this episode. Get inside, click on the link, check it out. You should have been in here 5 minutes ago, because all of this is on steroids back there, and we're here to grow as a group and as a community inside the Entrepreneurial Collective. Don't forget to like and subscribe on the page. Get notifications for all the epic content we've got coming out here on YouTube and coming out on social media for that matter. And folks, I want you to make it a great day, and I'll look forward to seeing all of you on our next episode of the Entrepreneurial Collective podcast. Thanks, and make it a great day.